Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're with us on this Tuesday morning. Got a big show lined up, a special guest here. But first, as always, let's take a look at our weather, brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning, Drew Pollard, and a hard-working crew taking care of our everyday comfort needs. High of 86, pretty comfortable, low of 73. It's been really steady the last couple of days. Water temperature at the end of the pier is still hanging around right at 83 degrees, and pretty steady there for about a week or so. Our river readings brought to us by Panama City Coca-Cola. I don't have the river readings this morning. We'll sure try and get them to you tomorrow. Our tide chart, we do have that. Looking at the tides, we're about to get in some neat tides. This tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. High tide about 10:59 this morning and going out until about 6:57 tonight. Wind, they're calling for the wind to be coming sort of out of northwest at about 5 to 10. We've got a little short weather now because we've got so much to cover. So let's take a break. We'll come back with our special guest. Okay, welcome back and welcome to a guest who's been with us a long time ago, but he came back to join us today, Bob Stapleton. Welcome back.
Good morning. Good to be back.
We're trying to remember. It's been
hadn't been far. I just hadn't been here.
I know. Bob has been active in the diving community, a former teacher, and grew up here. And
Yep.
You were just telling me you and your wife been friends since.
Well, since the 5th grade. Went to Cove School together.
She was your girlfriend in the 5th grade.
Well, we knew each other. We were in the same social group.
Oh, that's good. You went on to Bay High.
Right.
Then Air Force 20
In the Air Force 20 years after graduating from college.
Yeah.
Actually, I taught school at Bay High for a couple of years to dodge the draft, and then I went in the Air Force anyway. So,
okay. So
yeah.
then you went to Air Force, and
Right.
then came.
Came back and started teaching school again.
Started teaching at Rutherford. So
Yep.
you do all kind of cool things. Tell folks what you're doing now.
Well, I dive as much as I can. I had a nice trip out to Yellowstone a month or so ago. My daughter and her family and my family went out there and had a good time doing that. But now this is the time to be in Panama City and be diving.
Yes.
It's nice when you can just jump in with a t-shirt and shorts instead of having to put on all the rubber. So
And you were telling me earlier too that you in the early days when you came on the show you were talking about diving.
Yeah.
You had
Right.
a great experience. And then,
Right.
But like I say, you were 15 years teaching at Rutherford.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
What classes did you have over there?
I taught sort of like you did, mostly hands-on stuff. Environmental science, marine biology, oceanography. I'd make up course names for stuff. Zoology, so that'd give me anything I wanted to.
I know.
I had my own bus there parked behind the school and go on field trips whenever I needed to. So.
This was great. He had a great reputation at Rutherford. He was a hands-on kind of teacher, and they really got the kids out doing stuff. That's really good. And you're still doing some kind of teaching and all this.
I do. I'm working out. I have to have a captive audience somehow. I mean, I've got this captive audience, but this is only occasional. So I teach at Education Encore out at Gulf Coast State College, and I think sometimes when I talk to people about it, they aren't aware of what a fine program this is.
Yeah,
let's look at this a little bit. It's coming up soon, and it's not too late to register. It's $125 for the courses, and you can take their 4 courses on Fridays for 6 weeks. And the course offerings are just phenomenal. I mean, you can look it up online. Just go to Education Encore at Gulf Coast and find the catalog. But if you'll just take a glance at this, like the first period, well, the only one you'd be interested in is mine, Exploring the Underwater World of Bay County. But you can see there are many more. There's bridge and dulcimer, there's watercolor. I mean, just look at that. Native plants, food gathering. Who couldn't find something interesting here?
That's true.
And the classes are no pressure. I mean, you probably thought, man, I wish I'd have paid attention when I was in school. Well, you can pay attention now and learn about these. There's no test.
No test.
No test.
That's kind of classes I like.
I mean, so just
okay, and go through them. I don't know.
Let's go to. We need to go to the next photo.
Okay, so go. Well, what's good, I like the one about the native plants. That's always a good one.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
Okay. All
right, here we go. This is the second period. I mean, you can just see there, you got bridge and watercolor and tools. I don't know what that one is. There's better explanations in the catalog, but who teaches them? The People's Law. I mean, these courses are really informative to look at them, because they include, they have judges and lawyers teaching the ones that involve that.
Yeah.
Ways to capture your life story. Educators that teaching about something you might want to do about.
That's interesting. One, felonies and folklore, the dark threads and Panhandle history.
No, I mean, it's people like me that have a passion for something that want to share it with others, so they come out to Gulf Coast and teach. Here's the fourth period.
Oh, man.
You can see if you can't find something you're interested in here, you just need to go.
Wow.
Yeah,
Look
just need to stay on Tech Talk.
Publishing?
Shakespeare, publishing, yeah.
Cool.
I mean, I need to publish a book. I think I might take that one. I got so much to tell, I might need to publish a book.
Yeah, it's so easy. Nothing to it. Yeah.
So, just you can sign up online, and it starts this Friday, I think. For 6 weeks. Yeah.
That's awesome. And coming on Friday and then work on it. Right. That's cool. A lot of good stuff there.
Yep.
Okay, and then you'll be teaching the one on
I have to be creative in coming up with a name for the class that I teach. It's never the same. I mean, it's like probably when you taught school, every day is different, and every class period is different, because the people ask different questions. The kids want to know different things, and I figure if they're learning, that's all good.
Yeah.
So.
And your education is constantly changing. You got something working, they want to go try something else.
Yep.
You've been there, done that.
Oh no, been there, done that. Yep.
You just got to keep up with it.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to go to a quick break, come back with Bob. Okay, welcome back. Sitting here with Bob Stapleton, an avid diver, but also a former teacher, a former Air Force veteran, and by now an adjunct professor at Gulf Coast. So that's a fancy title.
No, it's a nice title, yeah. You got to have a good title, right.
We're talking about the diving, our underwater world throughout the Florida Panhandle. There's all kind of cool things. You've done it for 30 plus years, I know. So.
Right, it's never boring. Every dive is a new experience. You see things that you hadn't seen before.
Yep. So you got some pictures here.
I've got pictures, and I wanted to. Most of the people that watch this show, I imagine, have been fishing on some of these artificial reefs out there, and natural bottom too. Mm-hmm. And I'm out there looking at them a lot. Bay County is earlier this year has put out a good bit of new material, and you go out and find it on your bottom machine, but maybe I can show you a picture too of what it looks like when you're down there. Mm-hmm. Before we put anything down, the sites have to be surveyed. I mean, they're permitted areas where the reefs have to go, and we don't put artificial reefs on top of natural bottom, so you have to survey it. You'd think just driving over it with your bottom machine and showing that it's just flat sand, nothing there, but by the NOAA and FWC and a lot of different agencies are involved, the Corps of Engineers. We have to go down and actually video the bottom and show, yep, nothing here but sand dollars. But anyway, that's just part of it. And then we mark the spot.
That's not a bad rule. You want to leave natural bottom.
That's right.
Home,
that's right.
And then go for that.
Yep. I mean, if it's close to natural bottom, that's fine. I think, sometimes there was an argument about, well, you're just putting out reefs and drawing in the fish so you can kill them. But it's after a lot of, there's been a lot of research done on that, and it's actually creating new habitat and more fish are coming around. So anyway, we could scan through a few pictures and just talk about it as we go along. There's my boat. We're getting ready to probably set a buoy so that these are not in any particular order, maybe.
Okay, that's your boat?
That's my boat.
Oh, nice.
Getting ready to go out and drop some reefs.
Okay.
There's one of the Bay County loads of pipe. I'm not the funds for this came from the restore funds from the oil spill, and they're being so we put out 10 loads of these pipes, and they're concrete pipes inside of concrete pipes.
Okay.
You can see they're on the deck there with the machine to push them off.
That's a simple reef right there, just big old pipe. And
and the pipes is to get the tonnage they needed, and to get rid of all the pipes in 10 loads. They're pipes stacked inside of pipes.
Okay.
And I kind of thought, well, that's taking up room that the fish could use. But looking at it, there are gaps in between. It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Good deal.
Some more of them just.
Oh, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah. But when they're pushed off, a lot of times the inner pipes fall out. Some of them do, and you'll see here.
Yeah, they'll fall like a different angle.
Right, fall at different angles. Yeah. We weren't able to really get them stacked too much, but it's all right. I mean, there's habitat there.
Hey, that's got to be fun running that machine, just pushing those things off. You know?
I'm sure it's fun doing it and fun watching it. Yeah.
That's cool. Here. I didn't realize.
There's some of it rolling off. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See, they just drop it right on top of that buoy that I set out there, and you'd think it'd just be piled up on top of each other, but they fly a little bit on the way down. This is not too far out. It's about a 265 out the pass, and 6 or 7 miles.
Yeah, I could see the shoreline on the earlier picture. So
yeah.
Boom.
Yep.
All right. Look at that. All right.
There we go. That's okay. The visibility was terrible this day.
But
sometimes the camera can see better than the eyeball can. But you can see that they're down there. And there are other sites that have been that are mature sites that have been down for a while, and they're excellent for black snapper, flounder, red snapper. I mean, there's not a lot of vertical development, so it doesn't draw amberjack and the higher fish, but. They really are good.
I look at that picture, and the first thing that comes to my mind, flounder.
Yeah,
down in between those pipes.
Exactly. They love to get up next to something. Yep.
Yes, sir.
And this is just days after it was put down. This might have been even the day that it was put down.
That's cool. Okay.
Now, after they're put down, we're required by the rules of the grant to go out and survey it again.
Okay.
I mean, we went out and took photos of the sand bottom, and then we go out, and then, I mean, my GPS is accurate to 6 feet. I know that the site is 100 feet wide or something. You know, I can mark it here and mark it, but no, we got to go down, take a tape measure it out, but that's all right.
Regulations.
Yep, regulations, but we comply.
Okay. So you're measuring?
Yeah, measuring, laying out a tape there.
Okay. All right.
See, they piled up pretty good right there.
Yeah, that's ideal. I love that. Okay.
That one, maybe in a video you can see it clearly. There's a pipe on top of a box there, and I dropped down. I was right next to it, and I reached out with my hand and pushed it, and it rolled right off.
It rolled off.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And I've been asked, well, don't these things get covered up with sand? And actually, you'd think they would.
Yeah.
You know, with the currents from the storms and things, you'd think they'd sand in. But I've dived sites with pipes on them that have been down there for many, many years.
Yeah.
I mean, just past the BART, there's a area of pipes, you know, within about a half a mile there. In fact, when I'm running dive charters and fishermen get mad, sometimes I can just send them over there to, you know, I've got a better place for you to fish than this, and give them a number or something. So that works out.
You know, you have that pipe, but you have that water flow coming through, and so keeping it with the
But and I don't know why the sand doesn't bury them over, but it doesn't.
That's good. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a couple more.
I got plenty more.
We're getting ready for break. We've got a couple more. This is cool stuff here.
There's more pipes. Are they showing up there?
Showing up more good right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
But there's measuring it. That's more of the same. This is interesting here. I mean, you can see the chain going across, and in between, right down at the bottom there, is my anchor. I mean, where the chain leads to. And you can just imagine if you were out there fishing and anchored up there, you're done. I mean, I'll get your anchor later. I mean, because you aren't pulling that thing out. Of course, if you're diving, it's not an issue. I just go down and lift it out of the way. But
that's hard to do, to place it like that.
well, no, it's not hard to do. If you drop it on the spot, I can hit it pretty. I mean, you know, with today's equipment, you don't miss. But if you're fishing, probably you don't want to exactly do that. You might want to anchor off a little ways and drift back to it.
Exactly.
Might be a better idea.
That's a good point right there.
But if I'm diving, I drop it right into it and clear it, set it off somewhere where I can get it up.
Okay. All right, we're going to take a quick break and come back for our final segment with Bob. Be right back. Okay, welcome back. Before we get back with Bob, let's take a look at our fishing game times today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. One time, 11:19 to 1:19, right in the middle of the day. Okay, and this is our last day of strong tides. The rest of the week are neap tides. Bob Stapleton, adjunct professor now at Gulf Coast, an avid diver, and you can see the thing so active in the diving community. But he's got a class starting this Friday. In the Gulf Coast, and what's going to be
right at Gulf Coast. Look it up online and sign up. It's $125 for 6 consecutive Fridays, and you take 4 classes. And if you only want to take 3 or 2, that's all right too. I mean, there's nobody taking roll, nobody giving you tests. You just show up and learn. And,
all kind of cool things.
And meet a lot of really fine people. That's part of it that I enjoy very much.
Yeah.
What we're doing here today, which just going for my class, going through these photos and videos, is kind of how I run my class. I'll have videos and we'll discuss things, and the class goes, the information that's presented in the class goes to where the students lead it. I mean, there are questions about things. I'll have a plan, but you know, from teaching school, if the student ggets interested in something, go with that. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, right. So.
Okay. You got a lot more pictures.
A lot more pictures here. Yeah. Let's go through some more of these. Yeah. This was early. This was a year or so ago. Oceaneering gave the county some big old reels. You can look at the size of that thing. Where the people. I mean, it dropped down. It sat on the bottom just like that, and it'll be a good sight. It'll be like. It is a good sight. I mean, it holds fish. It's got enough vertical development and holes in it, and it's a good place. And it's landed upright, and it'll be there. I mean, it's like the bridge spans. You know, it's got a lot of vertical development, and there's several of these out there.
Yeah.
If you go to Bay County. If you just look up Bay County artificial reefs, you can get a listing.
So you get the location. Okay.
The state publishes it. I know sometimes people complain that, I can't find them, those numbers are no good. The numbers for these reefs, if they're GPS, now the old Loran numbers, those reefs maybe are gone, or, you know, it's going to be hard to find. But the ones that are GPS numbers, you hit the number, you're on the spot. I mean, they didn't like, it's in this area. No, it's on the spot.
Good.
So you'll find these if you look for them.
Okay.
There's my boat, all that yellow line on it, you'll see where that came from. These might not be in the best order.
Okay, that's yellow.
Okay, so when, this is a different set of reefs. These are probably off Mexico Beach, although there are a lot of them off Panama City too, about 10 miles out on a 265 or so. There's an area, they're all around. You'll find out if you look up the sites. But the big ones, the super reefs, we call them, these big pyramids, they're 18 feet tall, and to let them down, they use this polypropylene rope to lower them into the water. But I think they ought to stay on there because it gives because they float up. And I could go down and collect all your fishing gear off of it.
Oh, yeah.
But what a nuisance that'd be, you know. You're trying to fish on something with this rope all over. So anyway, as soon as they drop them, we go down, cut the rope loose. It'll float to the top, and we collect it up.
Okay. All right.
So there's one of them. Just here's this camera I use is a 360 camera, so there's nobody down there with me. It's just floating up over the top of me taking these pictures.
Cool.
But I'm approaching it there.
So you by yourself doing this?
Well, normally we dive. The 2 of us go down. We were just shorthanded this day.
Wow.
But here you can see there's they're rigged so that they, so they can lower them down, and the Walter Marine puts these down. They are precise. You see that other one right over to the left there. I mean, they can put them within 8 to 10 feet of each other. If whatever is specified for the layout, that's where they go. They don't miss. There's the ropes floating up as I begin to cut them off. And in some of these, inside that super reef is what we call an ecosystem. It's kind of a pancake stack that you can see how convenient that'd be for fish and
cool
minnows and stuff to get in there, or shovel-nosed lobster. And those lumps of rocks are limestone, because the cement is not as good a substrate for stuff to attach to. And the pyramids themselves are plugged up with a lot of this limestone.
Okay, all right.
People can get in touch with the Mexico Beach Artificial Reef Association and do memorial reefs. When they're making the reefs, they can put whatever you want to them, plaques or...
Mitch Coleman and his group, we've had them on before and talked about it. That's a great idea.
Right, yeah. It's a good program. You can see the windows there. Here I am going inside. It's the reason they're that size. I mean, they got to be big enough for turtles to get out. We've learned a lot by putting these things down. Okay. So
that's good. That's good. So, yeah, that's a lot of good stuff there. So you got a few more pictures?
Yeah, I got more pictures. See, that ecosystem is stabilized with more rope that has to be cut away.
Yeah. Wow.
And there's looking down from the top down. You can get a sense of the size of it. Let's get a little bit further here. I got right next to this reef was one that's more mature. There you go.
Okay.
Can you see this is one with how many fish are around it?
Okay.
So they work.
They work. That's great. That's some great pictures. Right. We run out of time. You have to come back on.
I got more.
And we'll get some video set up maybe next time and show this.
Sure. Okay. Well, sounds good.
Thank you for coming on.
You betcha.
Y'all sign up this Friday to take this class. There's going to be all kind of cool stuff if you get a chance. But appreciate you coming on. Thank you.
You betcha. Thank you.
Y'all do something good for someone else today. Enjoy the outdoors. Take care of it, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.